Cybersecurity is an important topic of conversation for businesses and government alike. Predominantly, the issue of data protection is being discussed for multiple reasons. For one particular reason is data is being stored and produced at a rate which was never been happening in the past, which has never been happening in the past. So unless you can come up with national level cybersecurity frameworks, it's going to be challenging to protect the system's integrity holistically. The piecemeal approaches to cybersecurity never works. We've seen this. In fact, we launched at BSA in Washington, D.C., we launched an international cybersecurity policy framework agenda recently, a 6-point pillar where we encourage private sector to contribute, governments to enable that atmosphere, and there's healthy partnership between the private sector and the public sector. So I would be happy to also share more information about it, but you can check out our website at bsa.org about this International Cybersecurity Framework Agenda. If we come up with legal protections, if you're able to come up with protection frameworks in cybersecurity and data, all individuals are protected. Neither the government nor the businesses can take data from you without your consent. So you have a consent framework first in place. So that's the data protection framework I'm talking about. So the moment my data is being taken from me and I need to be told why my data is taken from me, I also have to consent to that data being taken from me. And in the case of a data breach, there is a framework to ensure that that breach is arrested at the very moment it happens, right? So we have all these mechanisms and frameworks that we can put in place so that the citizens' trust in this online system increases. And so that's what I was talking about. I was talking about frameworks to ensure that citizens trust governments and businesses with their data, and they benefit from this trust. Learning, I would definitely say, is a two-way process. In fact, when I come here, this is my first visit to Africa. My dad used to work in Ghana and Accra before, so I heard stories. I feel that we are going through the same learning experience or learning curve. On some parameters we are ahead, and I'm sure there are some parameters Africa is ahead. India can definitely share its experiences on some of the data-related frameworks that it's building with Africa, and Africa can definitely share other examples of how it's got diversity into the mix of so many countries put together, right? So it's a two-way experience, and I think it's an engagement like CyFy and other such engagements would definitely foster that information sharing for the better for both these, for African continent and the Indian country.